In the high-stakes world of chess, where intellect battles intellect, a single misstep can tip the scales and cost you the game. This is a realm where kings and queens rule, knights gallop across the board, and bishops cut across the battlefield diagonally. It isn't merely a game, it is a mentally stimulating war of strategy, wit, foresight, where the difference between winning and losing often hangs by a single move. Strategy is your plan of action, your roadmap on this 64-tiled battlefield. It requires deep analytical thinking and understanding of the game's complex dynamics. Wit, on the other hand, is your ability to adapt to unforeseen circumstances, to improvise when your strategy fails. Foresight is your weapon in predicting your opponent's moves and planning your counterattack. Together, these skills form the triumvirate that guides a chess player towards victory. However, for beginners, this high-stakes world can be a labyrinth of trials and errors. Chess is not a game you master overnight. It is a journey, often marked by blunders and oversights. Today, we delve into the top 5 mistakes that often plague those just starting out on their chess journey. The common pitfalls that turn the game from a battle of minds into a minefield of errors. The most common pitfall that neophytes often succumb to is moving too swiftly. This is where the intricate beauty of chess, starkly different from many other games, shines through. It's never a race against time, but always a testament to thoughtful deliberation. The real essence of this ancient game lies not in hasty responses, but in strategic contemplation. Chess is a mental exercise, a test of your ability to plan ahead, to foresee potential outcomes, and to respond to your opponent's moves with thoughtful, measured decisions. Taking your time to carefully consider your position board, your opponent's strategy, and the potential consequences of your next move all play a crucial role in not just winning the game, but also improving as a chess player. Now, what happens when you rush through your moves? The answer is quite simple, yet devastating. Hasty decisions often result blunders. A knight lost here, a bishop sacrificed there, all because of a lack of foresight. Such mistakes offer your opponent an advantage that they wouldn't have had otherwise. More so, you might miss golden opportunities to trap your opponent or gain an upper hand because you hurried instead of studying the board. The worst-case scenario, of course, is rushing yourself straight into a checkmate. This brings us to another critical aspect, the importance of each move serving a purpose. Chess isn't just about moving pieces across the board, it's about moving with intent. Each move should advance strategy, whether it's securing your king, attacking an opponent's piece, or setting a trap. Thoughtless moves are not just a waste, they could potentially destabilize your position, giving your opponent a chance to seize control. So ensure that each move you make serves a clear, meaningful purpose. In conclusion, patience, thoughtful deliberation, and purposeful moves are the pillars upon which the game of chess stands. Cherish them, and they will guide you to victory. Taking the second spot on our list is the largely overlooked aspect of piece development. The opening phase of the game is not simply the start of the match. It's a vital period lays down the groundwork for your success. Neglecting this crucial phase and concentrating solely on the defense of the king or queen can create dangerous gaps in your ranks. The consequence of neglecting piece development is akin to going to battle without having a sturdy, well-managed army. Indeed, it leaves you exposed to attacks and compromises your ability to mount effective counterattacks, often resulting in the loss of vital pieces. It undermines the strength and versatility of your game, making it easier for the opponent to predict your moves and corner you. Moreover, the opening is a golden opportunity to strategically place your knights and bishops. These pieces, when developed early, exert control over the center of the A position from where they can extend their influence over the entire battlefield. Knights and bishops, being able to move and attack in unique patterns, can form an invaluable part of your early game strategies. Early development of these pieces not only strengthens your defense, but also sets you up for more aggressive, effective attacks later in the game. In a nutshell, the opening phase is a silent orchestrator of victory, and piece development, particularly of knights and bishops, is the key to unlocking that potential. The third pitfall players often succumb to is overemphasizing offense and neglecting defense. While it's undeniably alluring to plunge into an aggressive stance, aspiring to checkmate your opponent with rapid maneuvers, it's crucial to remember that your own king is not invincible. Indeed, the safety your king should be paramount in your strategy. Balance, therefore, becomes an essential element in the game of chess. It's not about leaning too heavily on one side, but rather, it's about finding that ideal middle ground. A good player is not solely an attacker nor purely a defender, but a harmonious blend of both. By maintaining a perfect equilibrium between offense and defense, the player can effectively control the game's momentum. This harmonious balance allows the player to respond to threats while also creating opportunities for a potential checkmate, thereby keeping the opponent constantly on the edge. A player who can master this balance can make moves that both protect their king and threaten the enemy, thereby creating a multiplicity of problems for their opponent to solve. This ability to keep one's own king safe while simultaneously challenging the opponent's defenses is the hallmark of a true chess maestro. Achieving this optimal equilibrium between offense and defense is indeed the key to unlocking the full potential of your game. Fourth, we arrive at the aspect of pawn structure neglect. Pawns, though the smallest pieces on the chessboard, possess tremendous influence over the game's outcome. Their seeming insignificance belies their true potential. A well-maintained, solid pawn structure can serve as a bulwark for your more valuable pieces, a veritable fortress that thwarts enemy advances. Moreover, it can command and dictate the flow of the game you control over significant sections of the board. Beyond this, an orderly arrangement of pawns can bring about a transformation, a mere pawn metamorphosing into a new queen. Ignoring pawn positioning, however, can have dire consequences. Without a well-fortified pawn structure, your pieces can easily be exposed to enemy attacks. In other words, your defenses become vulnerable. Much like a castle with its gates wide open, a poor pawn structure results in fractured defenses, allowing the opponent to infiltrate and dominate. To ignore the positioning of your pawns is to invite defeat. Therefore, next to the king, the pawn might well be the most important piece on the board. Concluding, we have the cardinal error of failing to plan ahead. Chess, as an intricate game of anticipation, demands from its players the mental agility to envision several moves forward. Far from being an optional skill, planning ahead in chess is essential to gain control of the board. This foresight allows you to sidestep your adversary's snares and even design your traps for them. The failure to anticipate future moves can prove to be a substantial pitfall for any chess player. It leaves one vulnerable to being ensnared in the opponent's cunningly laid traps. Even worse, it can mean missing out on golden opportunities to trap the opponent themselves. An inability to predict can leave a player floundering, constantly on the defensive and unable to take control of the game. Furthermore, it's paramount to understand that each move on the chessboard should be part of a larger strategy. Chess is not a game of isolated moves, but a flowing narrative where each decision contributes to the larger story. Every move you make counts and can shift the balance of the game in your favor or against it. Reacting solely to an opponent's last move without contemplating the broader implications can lead to a lack of strategic direction, potentially resulting in a bitter checkmate. So, always ensure each move is a considered step in your larger game plan. To recap, the top 5 missteps beginners frequently commit in chess are as follows. 1. Moving too quickly. Chess is not a game of speed, but precision. Taking the time to consider all possibilities before making a move can make the difference between victory and defeat. 2. Neglecting piece development. Developing your pieces effectively is crucial to controlling the board. Unutilized pieces limit your potential for attack and defense. 3. Focusing too much on offense. While a good offense can win a game, neglecting your defense can lose it just as quickly. Balance is key in chess. 4. Neglecting pawn structure. Pawns may seem insignificant, but structure can control the flow of the game. A solid pawn structure can provide essential support to your more powerful pieces. 5. Not thinking ahead. Chess is a game of strategy and foresight. Every move should be planned with consideration for future implications. These common pitfalls can your progress in the game. However, having an awareness of these mistakes can help you avoid them and enhance your gameplay. Remember, chess is a marathon, not a sprint. The game demands patience, strategy, and foresight. Patience is what allows you to handle the game without rushing, taking the opportunity to fully assess the board before each move. Strategy is the plan you construct, considering both your moves and potential counter moves from your opponent. Foresight enables you to predict and prepare for future scenarios, allowing a strategic advantage. Moreover, the essence of chess is a learning process. Even when you stumble and make mistakes, it's crucial to absorb the lessons they offer. Before you know it, you'll be advancing up the ranks, becoming a more formidable player with each game.